everyone. We are going live today again for another author interview. I'm so happy to be adding to this series right now. So what's interesting is I have two scheduled for today. Right now, this first one here, I've been posting about both of them on my Instagram today. This first one here is with Savannah Hendricks, and she has joined us already. She is a lovely author of KidLit and also romance novels for adults, of course. And so we're gonna go live with her in just a moment. And hello to both of you. I'm so excited to interview Savannah today. Her invite, and we'll be on the screen together soon.
Hi.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm so excited to be able to interview you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I love doing these author interviews. They're so fun. And with a lot of the book events being canceled around the world right now, and especially in America, I'm just so glad to be able to offer my platform to anybody to get the word out about what they're working on.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And so your name is Savannah Hendricks, right?
Yes.
I want to make sure I was pronouncing Hendricks right.
Thank you.
I put the S on the end in my post, and I was like, is it Hendrick or Hendricks? And then I was like, oh God, I got caught up in everything else I was posting, and it's been a busy day for me.
I bet.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started with the questions.
Okay.
What did you want to be as a child, and was it an author?
I was not an author. It was not even on my radar. I wanted to be everything but an author. I wanted to be an architect, interior designer, literally everything but an author. So it's definitely a surprise to me that that's what ended up happening in life.
Awesome. Well, it's a good thing you found that path and you're enjoying it.
Yes, I am.
You offer a lot of different genres. I love that because I'm interested in a lot of different genres too, and I've always wanted to write for many different kinds.
Yeah, I didn't start out that way. I obviously started off in the children's literature and then kind of started doing other things. I just kind of let it lead me where it wanted to go.
Yes, that's wonderful. So, what does a day in the life of Savannah look like? Maybe it's a bit different.
Well, yeah, I work full time. So outside of writing, I also work full time. So I'm busy doing that during the day. And then when I get home, I'm usually pretty tired. So I don't do a lot of writing. I usually read, watch TV. But on the weekends is when I get most of my writing and editing done. So I will block off a good 8, 9 hours on Saturday and Sunday, any days that I'm off work, and get stuff done then.
Wow, that's wonderful. I'm a night owl myself. I end up getting a lot of my work done in the wee hours of the morning.
Oh, I bet. I am definitely not a night owl. I am a early riser for sure.
I admire that. I wish I was like that. Instead of writing and then realizing, oh my God, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
I'm the opposite of that. So I wish I could stay up late. I know a lot of my author friends stay up late and write, and that just doesn't work for me.
Yes. What inspires you to write, even when you have writer's block?
I love just to be outside, whether it's with my dog or, just out hiking or anything like that, depending on the weather. Of course, in Arizona, we the opposite of everybody else when they go outside. But I will be in my garden. I will switch if I'm struggling with writing. I'll watch something on television, read a book, color, do something to kind of switch that creativity so that I can kind of fix whatever is blocking me.
That's wonderful. It's like as we introduce ourselves or explore other art, it's like it gets the creative juices flowing anyway, like any kind of way to get them flowing.
Yes, it definitely does for sure. It definitely, yeah. I'm lucky I have a few outlets.
Yes, it's very good for the mind to be able to go into the creativity right before writing. I do a lot of reading, and I also listen to a lot of music. Music, usually playlists I have associated with each story.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, that definitely helps.
For you, what would you say, coffee or tea?
Definitely coffee, black coffee. No creamer, no sugar, nothing, just black coffee.
Yeah, yeah. I've just introduced myself to drinking tea with no sweeteners. My
Oh, okay.
my coffee always has cream, some sort of cream, even if it's non-dairy cream, and some sort of sweetener, usually vanilla syrup that I make at home.
Oh, wow. Well, that sounds fancy. You might have to think of recipe for that.
I love it. It's 1 part water, 1 part sugar, boiled until it's kind of syrupy looking. A splash of vanilla extract, done. It is
Perfect. Oh, I'll have to give it a try.
so good. I love it. Usually drink a vanilla macchiato in the morning, and I might drink another espresso drink throughout the day, and then I have hot tea at night with my.
Oh, so maybe that's why you stay up so late.
I know, right? I'm full of caffeine. um, what is your favorite movie or TV adaptation of a book?
The Notebook, hands down. And I'm not just saying it because I write romance and it's romance. I just think that there's that's the only one that comes to mind because it was so well done. Whereas other ones like the Nanny Diaries, they left out huge parts. I was like, no. And everything. I was so excited when the movie came out, but it was not the same as the book at all. So I definitely go with the Notebook.
That's wonderful. I love that movie too. I love the. My favorite is Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, okay, yes.
Whole nother, a whole, all the way across the board. But
Yes.
I love the Notebook. It's like it's a classic. It was a classic as soon as it was made because it was so good and it was so true to the story, and it's like everybody loved it and the acting was amazing. It's like
Yes.
it's one of the best romance stories out there ever.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about what your book is about?
Okay, so well, I have four books out. So I have the three and then I have the sweet romance. So think very Hallmark. Grounded in January is my sweet romance novel, and that is so dear to my heart. All my books are, but that one's definitely probably my favorite out of everything I've written so far.
Break it up a little bit.
So yeah, so like with my KidLit books, so I have Winston versus the Snow picture book, and that centers around a boy who is he does not want to touch the snow. He's very, very afraid of it. And then I have Nani and I, which is a story about a girl's first day at school and her not really wanting to leave her best friend. And then there's the book that lost its title. That's a mystery adventure picture book. It's a lot of fun. I've had, when I've done book fairs, I've had adults come up and flip through the book and they pause and they start again and they read the entire book and they like don't want the kids to even look at it. They're like trying to figure out what's going on. So that's always funny to see. And then, of course, Grounded in January, the Sweet Romance. That's a story about Ox. He has multiple sclerosis, and he's really kind of limited his life up till this point in the book when Kate comes in, and Kate has really no idea what she wants in life or what she's doing, and they meet and together they kind of learn from each other. It's a very sweet romance in every sense of the word. It's not too heavy, but it definitely is a realistic love story. And then we have Bayou, the dog, in it. He was based on my sweet Bayou dog that I had, who passed away way too soon. But everybody that has followed me on social media that knows Bayou definitely says that's their favorite part of the book.
Bayou, is he the chocolate lab?
So that's Ransom. So Bayou is my yellow lab that I used to have. He passed away a few years ago. He was
Oh,
only 7. He was such a sweetheart, though, and he was just really kooky. So I really applied a lot of mannerisms into the story, and I think it really makes the story an uplifting story with his addition in it.
yes, that's wonderful. I saw your chocolate lab on your Instagram just today, and I was like, oh no, I hope it's not that
Oh no, no, no! Ransom is he's alive and kicking and fetching every 5 minutes. So
one. Good. I'm glad he's happy.
yes, very happy.
My sister had 2 Weimaraners and a stray cat she named Sophie.
Oh wow.
I always loved animals. I want to have 2 Great Danes on a farm one day.
Oh yeah, those I love them. They're so big. You definitely need to have a lot of room.
Yes. And a big garden too. So I can make a lot of
Yes, well I have a it's fairly big garden. I would say I grow a lot of stuff, so I definitely recommend gardening.
oh, I love that. I just started my herb garden again, but I want like vegetables. Like I want like a bunch of vegetables. I want rows and rows and rows of vegetables and fruits and everything. Like I want to have like this self-sustained farm, like true farm place. I love it.
That would be great. I have a bunch of tomatoes coming in, and my kale's still growing, and my carrots are almost all gone. I ate them all, but I have some spinach left. So it's getting towards the non-growing season here in Phoenix, where everybody else is ramping up. So while I had stuff all winter, no one else did in the other parts. So yeah, I really love gardening. I hope that you get into that.
I want to so much. I have my herb garden going again right now. And yes, I have basil, I have marjoram, thyme, and rosemary.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. I tried to grow cilantro here, and I think I'm the only one in the state of Arizona that can't grow it for some reason.
Oh no.
So if you're able to grow it, please do.
Is it very hot? It's because it's very is it because it's very hot? The cilantro thrives in Arizona?
I don't know. I've just had a lot of other friends just I think it has to be in the right part of the yard, and I'm not getting it there. I think it's user error. I think it's me.
Oh. Well, hopefully you get it.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Indeed. Um, so do you plan your books in advance or do you let them develop as you write?
I kind of do a little bit of both. So I will have an idea. I'll have a kind of a really rough outline, and then from there, I do let the story develop on its own. But so yes and no. It depends on the story. With like Grounded in January, I had a very specific plan when I started, and then halfway through, I said, "Oh, wait a second. Let's make it this, and this." So it definitely changed.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's like you want to have an outline, but then as you go through the outline, you get inspired along the way to change this or that, and it makes a story better in the end.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think that there's a certain part of writing that, you need to have, okay, we need to make sure we have all these components. But also, I think you really need to be like, well, let's just see what happens with the story. Let the characters tell us what is going to happen.
Yes, they write the stories themselves. They really do. We just put
Yeah.
the. What does the act of writing itself mean to you?
I would say anytime you are creating with words, it doesn't have to be a story. It can be a poem. It can be even like a YouTube video if you're, talking about something specific and it has a beginning, middle, and end. I think that would answer the question the best. Just anytime you're using words in a creative outlet to put out there.
Yeah, and it feels fulfilling just to have art that's out there. It just feels
Yes.
like fulfilling to create something.
Yes.
Able to view it and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm publishing my I'm trying to read my next question. Um, I'm publishing my debut novel either self-publishing or hybrid publishing, depending on if anyone gets back to me at the companies I've submitted to. So I want to do hybrid or totally self-publishing, and I have like 17,000 screen captures in my phone of all the details about publishing, resources, this, that, how other publishers and authors went through their whole system and everything. And I'm thinking about organizing that into some sort of like a catalog that I can share with people. I think it'll help them
Yeah.
because it can be overwhelming. But
It's very overwhelming.
yes, but it's fulfilling too. So I want to be able to help them along the way.
Yeah, that's a great plan. There's so many different avenues you can take now with writing that I don't think were there when I started some 15 years ago. And definitely there have been times when even 15 years in, I've been like, oh, I don't know what to do. What do I do now? So
Yeah, that's true. That I can see that for sure. I can see that happening to me and everyone else because there's so many details. It's like a lot of times even the literary agents don't know all the details even and they have to navigate as the in-between people. It's just so much to know and remember and take advantage of.
yeah, there are. It's a big world, but it's also a small world at the same time.
That's true. So what has been the hardest thing about publishing to you and what has been the most fun?
I would say the hardest thing about publishing is waiting. As you know, as you were talking about waiting, it seems like there's no way to speed it up. There really isn't. I mean, they're doing everything as fast as they can, but not only the waiting to hear if your story has been accepted, but then if you're going with traditional publishing, you're looking at a year, maybe 2 years before your story hits the shelf. So it's a huge waiting game. And just when you get to maybe some big news, it's like, okay, and then we're going to wait some more and wait some more. So definitely, I would say definitely that. What was the other part of the question?
Fun.
Oh, yes, just creating stories and getting them out there and having readers say, we really love that story. That was, seeing fan photos and letters and all kinds of stuff like that. It's just, it's absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful to know that somebody read your work and enjoyed it. I mean, not everybody's gonna like it, but it's really nice.
I bet it is. I have 2 beta readers so far. And just seeing their positive feedback to me, oh, that was like, that made my whole week. It was amazing.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, even something as simple as a beta reader or your critique partner, just you kind of like that, okay, I have validation. This isn't a pile of poop. I did something good. I wrote something.
yes, the validation. It means everything.
Yes.
It brightens your whole day. It brightens everything.
It does.
It builds confidence too. It's like now it's not like you said a pile of poop. It's good.
Yes. It's like it's that validation that you need to keep going, especially after you've written maybe 70,000 words and you get to the end and you say to yourself, "Oh my goodness, I don't know if this is even good." But then if somebody else like a beta reader or a critique partner says anything, then it's like, okay, so it's not that bad. Good. Okay, we can work on some edits.
Yes, exactly. Love it. Do you have stories on the back burner waiting to be written?
Oh, yes. And all my writer friends know this. They know my stockpile of stories I have. I probably have 15 to 20 stories that are at least drafted out, whether it be an outline or fully written like a first draft. They're just waiting. And then I have file folders of ideas. So when I see on social media, I'll see other authors say, oh, I'm doing this so I can gain all these ideas. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I have some to spare. There's no way I can write these all. Let me send them to you. So I definitely have stuff definitely planned out for years and years to come. That will be the one problem I will never have is running out of ideas and stories.
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what the folders, the files, the save stuff, because I have ideas jotted down and I have small ideas like that I haven't fleshed out yet, whole fleshed out outlined manuscript ideas, finished manuscripts, the first 3 chapters of something I haven't even finished yet. I'm like, I have so many ideas just waiting.
Yes, and then as soon as you're like, okay, I'm going to work on this new one, and then you get another idea, so you write it down, put it back in the folder, and yeah, it's never ending.
Yes, that's true. So what advice would you give to budding writers out there?
Don't give up, but everybody says that. So I would probably have to go with do not submit your story too soon. I see it all the time. I did it myself, so I know that even though I'm saying this, it will go over the head type of a thing. Please don't submit your story too soon. You think it's ready, you're like, this is so ready, and then as soon as you hit send, you realize, oh my goodness, within an hour or 2 hours, oh, it would be so much better if I did this or did that, or did I forget to do that? So that would be my biggest advice is, well, just like anything. I mean, how many times do we write an email that maybe isn't so nice, or or a text message, and we kind of have to say to ourselves, do we really want to send that right now, or maybe we should give it at least 5 minutes, or turn that, what is it? Because I think the email has that thing where you can, do you want to undo this message? Maybe turn that up a little bit. It's the same thing.
Exactly. I know exactly what you mean. Exactly. I love that advice. It's like, don't jump the gun. Just
Yes.
and make sure
Yes.
you're submitting, because you can't take it back.
You can't, and there's so few shots nowadays in the industry that you really have to make it as perfect as possible. But the thing is, like, I mean, I think I probably still send stuff too soon, even though I'm saying that, and I should listen. I usually listen to myself, but every once in a while I don't. I definitely regret it later.
I usually listen to myself too, most of the time. 95%.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah. What appealed to you at first? Self-publishing, hybrid, independent, or traditional?
So I have always been on the traditional publishing path, simply because for me specifically, there's more validation because I'm having somebody that's investing in me, my story, my career. You have a whole team of people that know what they're doing. But that doesn't mean that self-publishing, hybrid, none of that. It really depends on you. It depends on the story. What is it that you want out there? And I know that some people are like, well, I'm only self-publishing. I'm never going to do anything else. Or some people are like, I'm only going to be traditional. You have to do what's right for you, regardless of what it is. And there's not a wrong answer. At all. I just like the validation that traditional publishing has and the teamwork that goes behind it, because there's so many different things that need to happen and line up, and you have that huge backing. Whereas if you're doing it through some of the other avenues, it's harder to get readers, and that's what you want. That's what I want as an author, is I want more readers. So if I go traditional, I have a likelihood of hopefully getting that. It doesn't mean to say that it won't happen other ways, but they have the manpower that I don't have at this point. Maybe I will someday, but at this point I don't have that yet.
I understand completely. I felt intimidated going into self-publishing because I was like, well, I have a small platform so far. Like I think it's more medium now, I guess. But it's not large as I would, like it to be, confident that self-publishing is definitely going to work for me. So as soon as I went into self-publishing, I was like, I got to make sure to build my community even more. And I know how to create all the ads and stuff. I created my own book trailers, my own book aesthetics and everything. And normally people have to pay for that. So then in self-publishing, you also have to pay for everything. Luckily, I don't have to do those. So I can just get it for free at least. And then I organized my own tours. So I organized my cover reveal tour with Bookstagrammers recently, and that's happening in April. And I felt so blessed to be able to get that to happen because I was like, I didn't know how to get enough views. Now I right. So it's like it takes a lot of focus to do self-publishing, and it's a lot of unsureness about it.
But it is, but it's a good thing too, though. It's a big step, and if you do it right, I think it's very beneficial.
I want to try to do it right. With all the information I have at my fingertips that I've collected over the years being a book blogger, I'm going to try very hard to use each piece of information to like take the best possible steps.
Right. And that's all you can do. I mean, we see mistakes in traditional publishing too. So like
Yes, that's true. I love the validation though in traditional publishing because you feel like you have like you said, a team, a whole
yeah.
team, and that's amazing to get that.
Yes, it is. It's definitely it's nice.
And you get their numbers too. That's also
Yes.
nice. What are your ultimate publishing goals, if you can share with us?
My ultimate publishing goals, fingers crossed, all of them and toes too, would be to have my books made into movies. That's always been a dream of mine forever and ever and ever. Even before I was an author, I was like, I need to get my stories on TV. And so that is the ultimate goal. So I'm crossing my fingers.
That is mine too. I'm going to produce movies based off my books, and I want a short series off at least 2 of them.
Oh, wow. That's
yes.
Big ambitions, but good for you.
I also have part of the screenplays written. I do a lot of writing. I've loved doing this interview with you. I only have one more question left.
Okay.
How can we find you, Savannah Hendricks, and all of your books?
So obviously here on Instagram, and then I'm on Facebook. I think it's just author Savannah Hendricks. I'm on Twitter as just author Savannah. I do have a website. There's not a lot on it, but it's savannahhendricks.com. And then you can find my blog, and my blog has links to everything, all of my books, because my books are on Amazon, IndieBound, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, you name it. And all those links are on my blog, which is the seashellsoflife.wordpress.com.
seashellsoflife.wordpress.com. I am putting that in the comments. That way, when this video goes up, it'll be the very last thing.
Thank you.
seashellsoflife@wordpress.com. And I am typing, trying not to shake the camera too much. So that way it'll be up when I post this to YouTube later, as long as Instagram does not mess up. It doesn't always work, unfortunately, but it's going well so far. So hopefully I will be able to record this interview when it's over, which means I'll be able to record it, post it on YouTube, and I'll be able to share the link with you and everyone else when it's ready.
That'll be great. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time, and thank you for everybody that's watching. I'm not good at multitasking, but I see people on here, so thank you.
Yes, there are people. Mike Lasagna is a good one. The lasagna, especially, and Carrie, who was on first as well. I enjoyed talking to you too. And anything you can do to get the word out about your books, let me know. I'll definitely repost you and post anything that you need.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a great night and stay healthy.
You too. Absolutely. You too. And have a great night and stay healthy.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.